What's up, guys? This is Hussien Jabai, aka Hussien Jabai Fitness, NSCA certified personal trainer and online coach. You can find me on Instagram at Hussien Jabai Fitness. You can find me on Twitter and Snapchat at HGWarrior71. I have it displayed on the screen. You can also check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/Hussien Jabai Fitness personal training, as well as my website, HussienJabaiFitness.webs.com. Today I wanted to go over shoulder mobility for the fact that I did have an individual request this video. I don't do too many demonstration tutorial type videos. That is my goal, to initially turn my YouTube more into demonstrating requests, whether it's a movement, an activity, a lift itself, some kind of tutorial in which it can teach my clients whatever they had requested. So it was requested to do a mobility and stretching demonstrational video. So that's the purpose of this video. Really quick, I'm going to go over mainly your shoulders. In a sense of upper body, there's not, there's, as far as joints go, there's multiple joints, but I want to cover mainly your shoulders. That's the main thing that aches due to either too much pressing, not enough rowing, flexibility, imbalances, stuff like that. So here in a second, I'm going to start off with some kind of band stretch to increase your mobility. With that being said, you could always do some form of non-assisted, non-resisted type of stretching. This could include arm circles. Just stand there and do some circles. You're still loosening up the joints. You should be taught to do some kind of light activity, such as going for a walk, to warm all the muscles and everything up prior. That way you do get a better stretch, better flexibility, and there's actual, you get fluid and everything into the joints. That way you can perform and stretch better. So here in a second, I'm going to show you the first stretch. Guys, so the first exercise movement, stretch exercise, I guess you would call it, would include a resistant band. This one is cut. I don't know why it's in here and it's cut. So you can use this. If you had a resistant band, say it was together, you would basically just grab the resistant band like this. You don't initially need the circle form itself. So just getting the resistant band by itself, you want to increase your range of motion as far as shoulder mobility. Lots of individuals, when they're pressing, when they're trying to get their shoulders back, get their arms back a little bit more when you back squat, initially when you try to low bar squat, the key factor is how much shoulder mobility you have. So with that being said, say you have the bar up top, as you bring the bar down, you see how more and more the shoulder has to rotate and travel down. Therefore, you can actually hold the bar lower on your back. That's just one example. It could be overhead pressing. You still need shoulder rotation and mobility. But this alone, what you want to start doing, and you can do this every day starting out, to maintain maybe every other day in the morning, maybe prior to, definitely do it prior to a pressing session or lower body session if you're squatting and you do need that increased mobility. So with that being said, I want you to get the band and keep your arms straight. In the beginning, don't start right here, guys. You don't have the mobility to keep your arms straight and travel all the way around your body, and that's the I guess you would say that's the goal with this stretch or mobility exercise, is to get your arm and rotate your arm all the way around. Well, if you have your arms right here, you can't travel your arms all the way around. So start as wide as possible. I don't care if it's so easy, it's wide and you can go all the way around. That doesn't matter. You need to start easy and then improve your mobility over time. So say that was too easy, bring your hands in a little bit, bring them in a little bit, keep your arms straight and travel around. And most individuals, you might stop, you might just stay right in this range. I would actually have you travel all the way around and go slow. yes, you get most of the stretch from here to right about there, but for the sake of just keeping your shoulders warm, I mean, I wouldn't say there's a downfall to not, to not staying in within that range, just most individuals do. So I would have you, if I was training a client face to face, I would have them start relatively easy, keep your arms straight, and as you travel around, go slow and touch your back. And don't just immediately relax. You want to keep your arms tense like they were, and as you travel back up, around your head, and done. Like I said, most individuals just stay between that range of motion that they feel the tension, which personally, I don't see a disadvantage, but you do always want to go through the full range of motion of things. So make sure you're implementing this into your stretching and mobility regimen. And here in a second, I'll show you the second exercise. Number 2, same band I was just using. Instead of keep your arms straight, you're still going to keep your arms straight, but it is a variation of the exercise I just showed you. So with that being said, you're going to keep your arms straight, start relatively easy, relatively wide. That way there's not too much tension on your shoulders and you can't go around, right? So start relatively easy, and I want you to place one hand to the side. I was showing this to an individual and they would actually have their hands lower and their freaking head would get in the way. So here in a second, as I show you, you're going to understand why it got in the way. So as you place your hand down, keep your other hand straight. And this is a variation of the other exercise for the sake that you're going to be doing one shoulder at a time. So right now I'm going to work on my right shoulder. So with this hand down, keep it in place. Guys, remember to keep it in place. Keep this hand straight. This is the arm that's going to move. Well, you're going to travel around your head and forward. And you want to know what this looks like? Girl! Most individuals think it's kind of weird for the sake that you're doing one hand and look, doesn't it look like, girl? Work on one shoulder at a time. I suggest maybe 10 reps with one side, 10 reps with the other. Just focus on loosening up your shoulders and increasing the mobility. Here in a second, I'll show you another exercise. If you have any questions on any of the previous movements, feel free to comment, feel free to send me an email. Check out this next exercise. All right, guys, so showing you the third exercise. I probably won't show you as many exercises as possible because I didn't write anything down. This is all in script. So if you do say, hey, if you comment, you're like, hey, can you show me even more shoulder mobility exercises, then definitely I'll make another video. For the sake of this video right now, due to the fact that I need to get to training, guys, I'm using this as my warm-up for my training. I'm going to do the overhead press. Now, where did the resistant band go? I placed it right here because I'm going to use the rack actually as an assisted structure in which keeps the band in place. So for this exercise, it is going to stretch the anterior or front delt. There are rotator cuff exercises you can do. I may do an exact video on, call it rotator cuff mobility and stretching exercises, whatever the hell you want to call it, for the sake that it's such a key focus. But I just wanted this to be more shoulder orientated, very specific to, well, not really specific, more broad. If I did rotator cuff exercises, that would be more specific in a sense. So with this exercise, you're going to go more by feel, just like the width of the band grip when you're doing the other two variations. So for this one, just grab the band and you're going to turn around. Now I would say keep your elbow bent about, I would say maybe 90 degrees, maybe a little less. You see how it's not just 90 degrees, with the bicep, might be 90 degrees, who the hell knows. I'm not a math major, so whatever. As it's, stretching from the back, you can either lean forward or walk forward slightly. I'm not saying walk forward extensively and get such a stretch on your, on your delt that you end up tearing something, pulling something, whatever. I've never had an injury from it, but I don't go running forward. With that being said, lean slightly forward. I would keep your wrist against your back. That keeps it stabilized to where it can stretch back that way and stretch your anterior delt. So as you lean forward, you're getting more of a stretch down your side, your anterior side of your delt. Hold it for about, 10 seconds. Then switch. Keep your arm structured. Like I said, keep your wrist against your back. Lean forward slightly, stretches out the anterior delt. And done. Like I said, these 3 variations you can utilize prior to any kind of you can utilize this prior to your benching, any kind of pressing, but mainly say you go in for a shoulder day, definitely use these 3. Before I do pressing, definitely use these 3. And like I said, you can also utilize non-resisted type variations or exercises for the sake that, like I said, do freaking arm circles, whatever floats your boat. Some people will, stand, bend over, and just do arm circles, increasing, blood flow and fluid to the joints. Like I said, it's whatever floats your boat, guys. I hope you really enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. If you want any more demonstrational videos like this, any kind of exercise tutorial, feel free to comment. Feel free to send me an email. You can email me at husseinjabaifitness@gmail.com. You can also send your inquiries. Send your freaking emails that regard toward personal training and online coaching over to my email. Just say, hey, I'm interested in training with you. I'm interested with coaching, whatever floats your boat, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. You could be like, hey man, need a coach. Just something simple to where it kind of influences or encourages a conversation. That way I kind of have a feel of what you're wanting. I hope you liked the video. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Check out all the links down below. That's it, guys. I'm about to work out. Until next time, I'm Hussien Jabai.